Hello everyone, welcome to Low Desert Love. Today we're going to be talking about insurance in the garden. My garden is a mixture of when I planted my garden this year, about half of it was planted from seed directly into the garden. Now, the problem with that is there is a chance that those seeds won't sprout or won't survive for whatever reason. I have a severe bird problem. Birds like to eat my bean sprouts. They like to eat little baby tomato sprouts, even pepper sprouts. Last year I planted 20 some odd, maybe even more than that, probably closer to 30 bean, tomato, and pepper sprouts that were the beans I planted from seed. The tomatoes and peppers were about yay big when I put them out. Birds took them all. So what do? You can put up netting, which I have done. You can put up little greenhouse covers, which I have done. So what do? This year, my hedge against birds, essentially, is this. This is a tray of, about half of the things in my garden that I planted from seed. So in addition to the seeds planted directly in the garden here, I have this tray. And this tray is seeds planted in those little peat pots. I think they're little jiffy peat pots. So if the stuff in the garden doesn't sprout, I take these little guys here. Let's see, here's Egyptian spinach. There's two little guys in there. I like to peel the outer netting off. Technically, you don't have to, but I prefer to. And I plant this in the ground. Am I going to do it when they're this small? No, because it's going to defeat the purpose, because a bird is going to look at this and eat it. I have to wait till it's a little bit bigger, or I have to be prepared to cover it with bird netting, or with a type of greenhouse cover, like I've got one of these guys sitting over my bean sprouts right now in the garden, protecting them from birds. But that is what I mean by insurance. I need the stuff in my garden to grow and produce food. If I plant half my garden with seeds and only a third of them survive, that is a lot of wasted time, energy, and effort on my part. And if I do not have a backup plan already waiting, it's going to be too late in the season. And I'm going to have the choice of spending a whole lot of money on going and buying large starts from pardon the neighbor's dog. I'm going to have the choice to either spend a whole lot of money at the store or the nursery trying to find starts that I could buy and plant. And that's not even there might not even be those things at the store at that point. Or I'm just out of luck. I want to be out of luck. I want insurance. So these guys are small, obviously, as you can see how little. They're just popping up. To avoid the hardening off period, this tray is moving outside today. Not in direct sun. It's going to move onto the patio. And they will finish growing in natural weather. The natural weather they will be exposed to when they are living out here in the garden. Now, what happens if I don't need these? I can do a couple things. One, I can compost them. We do compost here. Two, I can pot them up in little solo cups or little pots. I can sell them. I can give them to friends. Or I can grow them in pots myself. Likely these will end up on next door. And that's fine. I'm going to guess there's a lot of things in here. People Momo. One of my cats, Momo. I'm going to guess there's a lot of things in here people generally aren't growing, and they're not things you can get at the nursery or at the big box stores. In this fancy tray here, I mean, I have a lot of flowers. I have bee balm, I have German chamomile, I have Vera lavender, feverfew, lemon balm, I have 2 kinds of auric, I have Egyptian spinach, lime basil, and purple ruffle basil. Now I'm going to guess the basil I planted from seed out here is not going to sprout, so almost all of those will be going in. Same with the chamomile and the bee balm. But things like the Egyptian spinach, I actually have 2 trays like this. This one is primarily flowers. The other one is things like my bean seeds, my cucumber seeds, my squash seeds. Those, if I don't end up needing them, those I will definitely uppot and sell or give away. If you're interested in any of those things, leave it in the comments, let me know. But that's what I mean by insurance. Your plan B, sometimes maybe even a plan C. Taking multiple measures to ensure that you are going to have a successful garden. I have my backup trays of seeds sprouting. I have bird netting. I have greenhouse covers. I want my garden to succeed this year. And with that, I will leave you to your day. I hope I inspired you to consider at least having a backup plan. I want you to be successful in the garden just as much as I want me to be successful in the garden. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and remember, if you aim to thrive, at the very least, you'll survive.